Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Scoob, and welcome to Spider's Diecast. Thank you very much for being with me early this morning. And yeah, we're doing it really early, 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, but I just wanted to show you what I had in my possession for almost 3 weeks now. Yeah, this is my Aston Vulcan from the good folks at FineWorks64. This is my first, model from that brand. I've, heard of them before, just hadn't really pulled the trigger on any of their stuff till now. They've had some other colors of this, but of course the standard green one that they have with some orange stripes on it, that one's that one have always been sold out. So, but the good news is that they came out with another green one. This one that I have right here is going to be, from the Foshan, diecast Expo that they had this year in 2025 in Foshan, China. Like how they have all of those expos pretty much, since that's pretty much ground zero for diecast, basically. At least showing the new stuff coming out. But without further ado, just give me a moment to really open this thing up, and we'll get this ball rolling. So yeah, we're back to our regularly scheduled programming, getting that beautiful baby out the box. I'm finna take that out the case in a minute. But yeah, this is what came with it. Limited edition of 499 pieces. And then this what the back end looks like. Well, that's probably the front end. So yeah. Either way, we're gonna get this open. Got my trusty screwdriver right there to get it off the thing. Just give me a second, y'all. And boy, would you look at that. Like in the pictures, it was just straight green, but I didn't know this was going to be like some chameleon color, which actually kind of delights me even more, because lately I've been on a chameleon kick. You can see how it changes colors a little bit in the light. Show you on the plinth what it says. Limited edition. I got number 995 out of 999. Yeah, 4 away from the big one. Pretty dope. It'd be dope if they actually made 1,000 pieces. But hey, I got mine. That's good enough for me. Seems like there's really no paint bubbles, no scratches, no chips, which is a good thing. Oh man, this thing is impressing me already. Oh man, this thing is nice, y'all. All right, let's get it off the base. have to excuse my dusty ass turntable. Been doing a little moving, lately. But anyway, oh man, I mean, where do I start? Yeah, there's the fans, under the hood in those vents. Very well articulated. Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah, I'd say, pretty well articulated. Yeah, this thing got some weight to it. Oh man, the mirror, the mirror fell off. That's just how it is with, these things. Let me put that back on. I might have to pause y'all a little bit. Well, I'm back again. Well, I'm not quite as, not quite jumping for joy like I had, earlier in the video. But, at least I got it back in till I can, be able to, super glue it, later on in the video, after the video. But, at least I didn't just outright snap it off like I did with my Ferrari Daytona SP3 from BBR Models, my yellow one. But, I got that mirror back in just enough for us to finish off the video. That's just, the risk you take with, some of these premium models. They're super duper delicate. Buying these, they're already expensive as they are already. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to, take that plunge. I say do so, with extreme caution. Learn from me. But anyway, that aside, pretty cool looking dash right there. And then you got the seats. Like, what's going on, y'all? Oh my God. That seat is loose. You're the driver's seat. Oh man. It's just one thing after another. Like, holy crap, man. And yeah, while we at it, it don't roll, which is, standard for, for these level of models. But that's something I didn't really expect it to do anyway. But the wheels, it got some, detailed brakes, behind them. Yeah, I'm not really as excited now. But anyway, let me pause y'all again so I can fix this seat. Oh yeah, I'm back. I started up a little accidentally, but yeah, I got pretty much everything in order. Just enough again to finish this video off. But yeah, really disappointed in the quality control of this brand. FineWorks64. Yeah, they're gonna have to tighten up the quality, the QC, for sure. Yeah, this was just not, a good, this was just not a good showing for them, in my opinion. Especially after, I spent all that money on it, like, $35, off of AliExpress. So yeah, sweet looking car, nice looking paint job. I bought it because I do love Aston Martins. I really like the Vulcan in particular. That's one of the main reasons why I bought it in the first place. But yeah, quality control leaves a lot to be desired. Not just a little bit, a lot. It's just one thing after another with this thing. First the mirrors and then the seat being loose. But, this is one of those brands that, one of those startups. There's a lot of them out there. And then you just have to, educate yourself on them. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. In this case, I was, it was pretty much the latter. But yeah, not to harp on it too much, but, again, education is key when you dip your toes in, these brands, which, I don't mind because, sometimes, these, the license company, the companies that have, the licenses, they're not going to make everything, they can't make everything. So, you have some of these other brands to kind of slide in there and fit the bill, which, I don't mind as much as long as the quality control is good, of course, and, the details are good. But yeah, it's just, one of those lessons that you have to learn sooner or later. But anyway, on the bright side, here's another reason why I bought this piece is because the Vulcans, they have this, they have an opening hood. Can't even hardly speak anymore. So, there it goes with the engine detail, which is, fantastic. It even has, the shocks even have, individual springs, which is pretty awesome. Love the carbon fiber on that, on the motor, on the intakes. And of course, those fans that we mentioned earlier on in the video. So yeah, an A right there for the engine work. A definite A for the paint job. Love this chameleon color. But, for details, well, yeah, general details get an A. Maybe an A plus, but, quality control, it gets a big fat F. So, yeah. Again, not to harp on it too much, but, it is what it is. Like they say about people, some of this die-cast, they are a blessing. Other ones, they're just a lesson. So, yeah. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up. This video gotten way too long. I was expecting, a nice, well-built model with some, great attention to detail for the price. I just didn't really expect to work on a model kit, which is essentially what this thing was, basically. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. I might keep it, I might not, and just sell it off, but who knows. Main thing is because these flimsy ass mirrors, everything else like the seats, I can get pretty much sorted like I did right there, just putting a little sticky tack underneath the seats until I can super glue it later on. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this morning. So thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Got some other things, some customs in the works. We'll be, showing those off to y'all very shortly. So anyway, I'm gonna get my butt on out of here. Go back to bed, and I'll see y'all good folks later. All right, y'all. Have a good one.